All right, you guys are gonna have to be a little patient with me because everything, my phone is still off. My filming device is still not working. So I have to use my main device. So I'm gonna be a little bit discombobulated. Um, Housekeeping. I went through, can y'all hear me all right? I went through my I'm gonna briefly touch on that situation, but I'm not gonna give up too much. It's not my business. It's not what I do. I understand that people have their questions, and I'm here to tell you that I heard the professionals in the hospital. All right. Um, I'm not going to I know that she has been live. Yeah, just some housekeeping real quick before I get into it. I know that she's been live, and I understand the situation, right? I know that she is scared and she lives alone, right? Um I don't know what she said about the other stuff, so I really don't want to touch on it. I really think that she needs to focus on getting better, before any internet stuff comes along. Next on to hi y'all. The Patreon. I checked the relationship manager before I came live just to get like a handle on what's going on. There's still, if you are still having trouble, okay, it is because your Discord, listen, Lumpy, I got nothing left for the sister. I got nothing left for her. If that girl dropped dead tomorrow, I would not give a fuck. That was one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen a fucking human do. Okay. Yeah, Ketty. There's that, and she was dosed as well, with some meds. So I'm sure that the combination of the two, well, because I talked to her, so I heard the issue. But I agree that Mimi is the problem. I think that it's really fucked up. It is when I say that it is one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen somebody do to a sibling on the internet. I fucking mean it. And then when she started getting the no big, but I don't want to really talk about it because I might let something slip that I really don't intend on, you know. But from what I did hear, Gabby says she called the hospital, but you didn't list the right facility. Did you know that? You said that you called the hospital and the nurse told you that she was okay, which would never happen. That would never happen. That is a violation of HIPAA, first of all. Second of all, the place that you said you called, that's not where she was. All right. Right. And I understand that like when you have trauma tied to the sounds, right? I know that it's difficult, right? I think it's real fucked up, y'all. I really do. And I don't, I really don't want to talk about Danny much because I don't want to say something. I haven't seen her lives, so I don't know what she's disclosed and what she hasn't. I think that Gabby is just mad because she can't produce proof, and Danny gave proof that was 100% an actual seizure. Okay, if you have been around people that have seizures, it's almost like there are, I don't want to say triggers, but there are things that you could see happen before the seizure, and that's exactly what happened now. She lost focus, her eyes, that like, so I don't, but I don't know what she said on the internet, so I don't want to unintentionally say something she hasn't, so I'm just not going to do it. Yeah. I don't. I'll say, yeah. I know that the facility that she stated that she called was not the right one, and I just want to say that I don't know anything about that. I heard, yeah, it was a medical emergency, and she did, and that's I think that like I am a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, right? And I think that things could have gone very differently if she was not live. You understand? Uh, and I understand that people have their issues with who it is, right? But I'm not excusing anything that Danny's done. We got to deal with these piece of shit people on the internet every day, and I don't think that just because we call out their behavior doesn't mean that we want something bad to happen. You understand? And I think that that's where things get a little misconstrued with what we do, if that makes sense. Because I don't wish bad on anybody. And a lot of times if people would just listen to the words that I say, they might be a better human. You understand? I honestly don't know. I know that she's getting some testing done, and she is in the safest place that she could be in, and that's just the truth of it. She's lucky that she was live, because at least somebody was able to get emergency services there, because she does live alone, and I think that that's a real valid fear for somebody that does live alone. Right. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. But I know notifications have been so messed up. Um, right. Listen. I don't necessarily hate anybody, right? I might have a strong dislike for them or the things that they do. But I don't hate people. I fucking hate her at this point. Yesterday was the end for me. I got nothing for her. Every spare second I have, I am going to do my hardest to make sure that her bullshit catches up to her. And I think that that's another really frustrating part, is because I said it in the video yesterday, which by the way, I still don't have a strike, bitch. That sucks for you. I know. I was so mad, y'all. Um, I was so mad, like I couldn't even contain it. That's how mad I was. Um, right. And you know, I've said often I have said that I thought that Lori was worse because of the trauma that Lori has inflicted on her kids, right? I really think that Gabby has surpassed her. And I feel really like I could almost understand, right, how Danny has become the person that she is because of nature versus nurture, right? And I think that her entire life, this is what it's been. Now, also, I have heard it, but I don't know if it's factual. Um, at the same time, if you've been around, you know that I feel as an adult, it is your responsibility to heal yourself so that you don't continue to hurt people or yourself, right? But I have a really difficult time with saying that people are lost causes, right? And I know that for people on the internet that don't necessarily know what I was like in active addiction, um, I think that's why, you know, people didn't think that I was ever gonna get and stay clean, right? Um, and I was a very different person. And I think that if you didn't see that part of me, it's difficult for people to understand what I was like then. So I really struggle with saying that people are lost causes, right? She is a lost cause. And at some point, Joni, I appreciate you. I heard, but I do know that YouTube gives you a warning. I've posted it on her subreddit before. What's up, Airways Ames? What's up, Crystal? I have a really difficult time with the lost cause thing. I just think that she's a lost cause, but she's a lost cause because, okay, she can't acknowledge the problem, right? And I think that for a lot of us, you have to acknowledge the problem before you could start to change it. You follow me? And she can't acknowledge it, therefore she's never going to change it. I agree. I agree. I've talked about it before, how I heard Mimi be super homophobic. I think it was Thanksgiving the year before I started, because I was kind of watching, you know. And I think that it's a problem. And I think that when you're raised in an environment like that and put down constantly, picked at, and then the other one is put on a pedestal, undeserving, I think that causes a lot, like it causes a lot of internal conflict, right? I think that, but it's not something that anybody else could do. What's up, dirty hooker? The good dirty hooker, not the bad one. And I understand that people are upset, and I'm just gonna be like, I'm not gonna it's just, I try to help where I can, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. What's up, Lolo? Listen, Ma Dukes, I was so mad. And Lumpy, I understand both parts of it. All right. And I'll explain this and then I'll move on. I understand that she's alone, right? I understand she was afraid. She was scared, and that's a valid fear, right? But at the same time, I also understand that the internet is a source of stress, and right now it has to be removed. So it's a really slippery slope, because that's what's making her feel safer. No, you're good. I agree. I agree, ST2. I'm not here to excuse the things that she's done in the past. That's not what I'm here for. It's just really it's unfortunate. The entire situation is super unfortunate, and I appreciate you. Now, I'm going to I wanted to address this actually. Hi. Right. And I agree, Miss Chris, but how do you do that if you don't know where to start? You follow me? It's almost like when like for us, right? If we are trying to get sober, right, we need somebody to kind of stand in and guide us. You understand? I agree, Punky. I think that it's a little bit of anything, right? Everything. I'm sorry. I think that it's a little bit of everything, and I did speak to her this morning. She was waiting for the neurologist, and I'm just like, what's up, Lori? But there is no basic human kindness, you know. And that's, I think that social media honestly has a lot to do with that. I still am going to sit here, right, and I try to, it's kind of just like, it's built into who I am, right? Like, I just try to help where I can. Right, and we all talk about how immature, what's up with you, woman? We all talk about how they make these stupid mistakes, or they've done this and they've done that, but they don't have anybody to show them better. You follow me? But I meant to discuss something yesterday, and it slipped by my head, right? I know that Lawyer Boss is getting a lot of, I can't read that right now. Um, there will be, there is testing being done. And that's what we do, right? We just send well wishes and hope for the best. I meant to discuss, and I think that that's a part too, right? Um, I think that Mimi has always been homophobic towards her. I appreciate you, Lady Di. And I think that when you I can't, like when you grow up in an environment that number one, you got the adoption is a problem, right? So you right off the bat, you're dealing with abandonment issues. And then you have her struggling with that and being around people that were completely homophobic to her and literally, hi Sin, treating her differently. I agree. Nice fish. I agree. Um, and I said that to her. I said, I have had to cut off toxic family members for my own sanity because not be it just wasn't productive or healthy. Mm, I'll tell you what, all right? I still do not believe that Gabby is having seizures. If she is, it is self-induced. And I do the fact that she doesn't have an EEG and she is saying these things that don't make sense, you know? And I could almost see that too, Melina, but when you know better, you do better, right? I agree, night nurse, but I don't think that Mimi's any better at this point. And that's just the way that I feel, you know. Hi, Tracy. Listen, a bigger problem. I don't know that she could get to be a bigger problem. Like we are already at the max problem here. You know what I'm saying? I know. I know. And and no, I get it. And I think that all because she didn't want to testify, like come on. And it's not just the testifying. You're not just asking her to testify, you're asking her to lie in a court of law, which there could be consequences for. And I think it's really fucking selfish, hi mama stuff, for a family member to do that. There's criminality there. It doesn't make any sense. Like she could get in trouble for lying in a court of law just because y'all find it acceptable doesn't mean it should be done. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think that it's difficult, right? It is difficult to cut family off no matter how toxic they are, especially if it's kind of all you have. Right? And I want everybody to be the best version of themselves. That's what I want. Ashley, it for when I talked to her yesterday, she said she had a history of seizures because that's what I said. I said, where did it come from? Um, and it's sad. It's sad. And listen, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's where it comes from. And I've heard people discuss, what's up, Kelly girl? Um, I know. And I know that we talk about sometimes how the Mimi's actual kids, like they're not like them. So what the fuck happened? You know, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Um, but I did want to discuss something yesterday, and I kind of got a little distracted. And yeah, every day, twice on Sunday for me. It's I have zero respect for anybody that is allowing hi Beans and Bear. I have zero respect for anybody that is allowing these cycles to continue without attempting to stop. What's up, K Baby's mom? Yes, I have hope for almost everybody, really, but I did see her channel was up. However, YouTube does give a 7-day warning. I posted it on one of her subreddits not long ago when we thought that her channel was going to go down. I posted it because it happened to me in 2023. I do know that her channel is still up, but there was definitely a reason she was over on TikTok. And I think that we have to also remember that Gabby does this. She does this. She is in people are fucking absolutely not nice, bitch. Absolutely not. I don't, y'all. I was really distracted with that situation last night, and then I fell asleep. Nikki's band? I could have sworn I seen her come up in my suggestions today. It might have been yesterday. It's been all over the place. There goes the frame. Did you hear that? All right. So yesterday, I wanted to discuss, I don't know, Loyabus. We're going to talk about you. In talking about her, I'm going to have to branch out into other, not really. I'm going to have to branch out into other people. All right. Because I forgot about these. I'm working on it. She has to appeal them. They'll come back. I know. I pushed my laptop back and the frame fell that was on the other side of it. I'll deal with it when I get. I'm going to have to talk about other situations. I actually forgot that these existed, right? Hi, what's up, Feisty? And I forgot about them, and I meant to address them, but I forgot. All right. So if you're not into the Lawyer Boss lore, this is gonna. I appreciate you, Nat. Yeah, it gets me in trouble sometimes, right? But one of the things that I will always say, I say it to people that are just starting out and making their way on these platforms. I tell them, stay true to who you are, and the rest will fall in place. And that's just the truth of it. As long as you do what feels right to you, the rest does wind up falling into place. Because unfortunately, we're in these positions where people, it happens to me all the time. The second I don't move the way somebody wants me to move, I'm the problem, right? But at the end of the day, who I am as a human being is going to dictate where I'm going. Does that make sense? And I think that if more people did that, we might not run into a lot of the shit that we do. All right. But these text messages they're not texts. Let me back up. Yeah, Feisty, I heard about what happened, and those are some fucked up people. Y'all are some fucked up people. Why do y'all always start going for people's kids? It's concerning. It's a little strange to me. But yet y'all sit over there, right? And you complain about what we do. We do it for safety reasons. What the fuck is y'all's point? What do y'all do it for? What do you get out of sitting in that fucking chat and doxing people? Because it could go both ways. But then, hold on. When we do it, right? If we go that far, we're evil, right? We're the problem. When we react to y'all's fuck shit, we're the problem, right? How the fuck does that work? Some of y'all really should unplug for a bit and take a break. Because if that's all you could do, it's a you problem. That's a you problem. It makes me I've had this channel for almost 6 years. I have never, not one time, doxed anybody. I even edit public records when I post somebody's record or I always fucking edit it. 6 years. And y'all keep doing it because you think it intimidates people. But we could do that. You wouldn't like it if we started running background checks on everybody in your family and just started posting you in comment sections, right? No, you wouldn't like that. Right. I'm sure. But it really blows my mind. And then Gabby will sit over there and cry, right? You have people being doxxed in your chat, and as a creator, it is your responsibility to control what happens in that chat. So you can't sit over there and say, "Oh, no." It doesn't work that way. It is your responsibility. It all comes back to you. I agree. I agree, baby doll. Oh, I'm sure she didn't cry, right? And that's the thing, right? They go for our kids. Do you realize who they were raised by? What kind of response do you think you're gonna get? We're their mothers. The fuck? It blows my fucking mind. It blows my mind. And some of y'all are doing it faceless. What kind of coward shit is that? If you're going to do it, at least do it with your face. Embarrassing. It is embarrassing. Well, and here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing. I know that. I know that. It's just gross. It really is. Like, if that's all you got, you already lost. And this is what people don't understand is that, amen. If you are, if you're having to stoop that low, you can't just do what we do, then that proves you can't handle it. You can't. Sorry. It's the truth. But if you have to immediately go to contacting and doxing somebody's kids, you already lost. You already lost. And Gabby, aren't you in a fucking court? Don't you have a court hearing coming up? Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. If I had a court hearing coming up, you would see some shit going on like that in my chat. No way. No way. Everything you can, everything you do can and will be used against you in the court of law. So I wouldn't even be on the internet, but that's me and we're two different people. Okay, I apologize. I'm telling you, it's crazy to me that they think that, like, do you think you're going to get a different response? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Ain't none of them are meeting anybody in the fucking Walmart parking lot, though. And that's what I'm saying. I am so fucking tired of these people talking all this shit on the fucking internet, and not a single one of y'all are about it. Some of y'all live an hour away talking all that shit in the comment section. Nope. I love that. I haven't seen it, but I know I'm sure that it got handled. And I did listen to a bit of Kaylee from last night, and I know Kaylee was mad about it. And see, this is what y'all don't understand. Some of us could not like each other, but when some shit like that gets done, we're all coming. I don't know why you don't know that. But wait a second. If we do that, right? If we do that, you're going to cry about it, though, right? You're going to cry about it? If your kids' names and your addresses and your faces start getting dropped in comment sections everywhere, you cry about it, right? Not a single one of y'all would be able to handle the shit that people like me, Feisty, Kaylee, like, you would never be able to handle the shit that we go through on a daily basis from fucking faceless, nameless idiots that just want to talk that shit. Talk that shit to my face. I've been waiting for one of y'all. I've been waiting for one of y'all. I'm telling you, Tracy, but that's the thing. They were raised at the same time. So they know better, but they can get away with it now because they think the screen shields them. It's wild to me. All right, I apologize. All right. So Liar Boss was in the DMs of somebody that used to be, I'm telling you, it's been a while. Liar Boss was in the DMs of somebody that used to be my mod. Y'all may know him as Turtle or Tony T. All right. Now, in these text messages, both of them are lying. Yeah. So we're going to go over that. When we go over that, we're going to kind of split off into some PB. All right. Because I never seen somebody a year later super fixated and continuing to lie. But that's a you problem. It ain't a me problem, you know. But we go through some of those DMs. All right. I also want to correct. I posted the screen recording of my banking transactions from the Florida trip to prove that the 11,000 was my balance in that account. I proved that. Okay. Right. But what I want to do is talk about the fact that she is still lying in a comment section and it's embarrassing. All right. And here's the crazy thing. Okay. I liked him. I liked Turtle. We were cool. I'm not going to speculate about what I think the problem is. Okay. But he was wrong. Y'all were wrong. And you're talking in DMs about me owing somebody money that I didn't owe money to. I'm no lawyer, boss, that you're not going to retract a motherfucking thing. And Turtle would have retracted a year and a half ago. But that ain't my problem anymore. You know? So, I'm going to go through that. It's lawyer boss's DMs. They always ignore the proof, Eldon. Also, the screenshot that Ms. Hooking Kelly Tucker posted with John's license came from a video. All right. A video. I never said that was mine. But we're going to talk about it. All right. We're going to talk about it. I was storing some things. Sorry, my phone is going nuts. I was storing some things. Let me open Dropbox before I start sharing. Oh, you know what? We'll watch these videos first. I pulled some videos and put them in a fucking oh man, I hate that Danny's face is all over the fucking internet. Hold on a second, I'm sorry. I need to get that playlist. Bear with me a second, y'all. I throw things on a private playlist, that way I could easily just, you know. Hold on. Hold on. Hi. Yeah, well, here's the thing. All right. It ain't a me problem. Hi, Amy. It's not a me problem. It's a them problem. But I don't know. Like, I'm so over the twisted narratives, y'all. Like, tell the truth or don't talk. It's so fucking simple. Why do people have such a difficult time with this? Honestly. Super simple. All right. I know. It makes me sad. All right, let's have a quick chat, shall we? So the other day I got a message with screenshots of Naps in a live claiming to have donated to my GoFundMe. We're gonna talk about that. We are. Maybe stop lying and I won't have to embarrass you. She thinks I will bite and post my receipt. I won't. You can't. Oh, I donated and I want to know where my donation went. I tried to tell you. All of them are easy to disprove. They just ignore it. It never works out, and it ain't a me problem. So Naps was alleging that she donated to that GoFundMe. Okay. Naps didn't know that as the creator of that trial GoFundMe, I can see all of the names that donated anonymously. All right. I guess she didn't know that, you know, but here we are. In that video that I made the other day. And just for general purposes, if you donate to a GoFundMe anonymously, the organizer of that GoFundMe can see your name. I'm going to prove it because we like receipts over here, not just your mouth, because you've been proven a liar. Remember with the nudes you were at the office. Anywho's, I'm getting lost tracks. So you donated, right? That's what you're going to go with? Well, I have the entire list of donors. Okay. And I covered their names, but I proved you're not fucking on it. Now, so at the time, Naps was alleging that she donated to the trial GoFundMe. Okay. I guess she didn't know. I appreciate you for being a member for 9 months, Utah. I guess she didn't know that y'all, just for general like purposes, if y'all are donating to something, okay, you could donate anonymously, but the person that runs that GoFundMe is going to see the names that you use. Okay. I covered their names, but you're going to see that I left it open where the top transaction will be on the bottom of the next page so that you don't have a fucking out. Every single donation. You'll also be able to see that the large donations all came from one individual, right? Imagine that. For those that are wondering, Naps' first name starts with a D. Isn't that fucking crazy? Crazy, huh? You'll also notice it says anonymous next to the name. See?
It might be anonymous for the public. It is not anonymous for the organizer. This is the only D name. Imagine that. So what now? You'll just ignore it, right?
Yes. Yes.
Look at all those anonymouses. Crazy, huh? Another D name. Not Naps's. I don't know why y'all over there lie for no reason. But truth doesn't change. And I got all the fucking receipts I need. A normal person shouldn't be lied on for no fucking reason.
That's the problem, right, K-Baby's mama? I don't know why. I appreciate you, Jennifer Caregiver. I don't know why people would lie about donating. Nikki, your channel okay? But why, right? It's crazy. Hi, Amber. It's crazy to me that somebody would lie like that. All right.
Never mind somebody like me that keeps receipts. So any response?
No,
just gonna ignore it.
Yes.
Y'all realize that like I've disproven everything, right?
Everything.
No, you don't care. But I do want to also talk about this. She didn't subpoena under judge's order to obtain anonymous donors' names. Is that you giving bad fucking legal advice again? Is it? There it is. That's my chat with both.
Also, I want to. Oh, what? I'll message you. She does have more subs than Liar Boss. I know those donors. All right. I don't know why people think that like I don't have a handle of who donated to what. I do. And there are meticulous receipts in my Dropbox. I don't know, Shannon's here.
On me. I reactivated that campaign so that I could get a list of the anonymous donors to prove that you lied. That's fucking embarrassing for you. But we all know y'all don't feel embarrassment over there. You just lie. That's fucking wild to me. Oh, and hey, Shavi, you pick me as bitch. I already posted receipts months ago. See, what y'all don't understand is I have no fucking problem entering those bank statements into evidence.
Nope.
Never mind statements from donors that know that their money was put where it was supposed to.
And recipients, by the way. We can't forget the people that have benefited from this platform and the fundraising I've done on it. Do you like y'all don't think about that? Y'all don't think okay. Y'all don't think that like I couldn't go to the person to back up the receipts and get that? They don't think that far. It's crazy.
But don't you feel weird sitting over there? Tracy, where are your receipts? For any GoFundMe you had, and for the Adriel money, which I now have receipts for people giving you money, just so you know.
I do.
Airtime? It probably is. It probably is. That sucks. Imagine, I don't even know how to use ChatGPT. And that's what it said. Ain't that a bitch? I find it really weird that a fucking paralegal that was so worried about her integrity continues to get on this motherfucker and lie. It's kind of weird. I've also seen some screenshots where you were 100% giving people wrong legal advice. So that's super weird. So yeah, I'd love to see your donation because as far as I know, your name ain't Deborah. Ain't that a bitch? I don't have to worry about this shit. Y'all do. Okay? Totals.
Because I want to make sure I get this right. Hold on. F is in Frank. V is in.
These are going to be important, okay, for once I get to the Dropbox. All right. You understand me? So I'm playing them and then I'll slide into Dropbox and start with the receipts. But these videos are going to be important. All right. That's crazy. Okay. So this call was made on 10/15. I got you. Message me on Discord. 10/15. Okay. 2025. Okay.
05000230-
which was, okay, that is the restraining order that I had that I dropped so that I could address the situation honestly on the internet. Okay? I want y'all to understand. What's up, Sneaky Vegan?
24. I emailed you about a week ago asking if he would, it might have been 2 weeks ago actually, asking if he would be notified if I dropped that order. And I need to drop the order.
Okay. Yeah, we send it to the police department for them to serve him.
Right, they got to find him too, so I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Like his address that he uses is not where he lives, if that makes sense.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Like they got to find him to serve him, and by the time they find him to serve him, I'll already have moved from where I am. So it's
okay.
Right.
Margaret?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What is your current cell
Well,
phone
it's
number.
my-
Still have a New Jersey
Okay,
address.
yeah,
Okay.
message.
Ormond Beach.
Yep. And then it's
So this is, now I want y'all to remember that I had to put a PIN number on this restraining order because insane people were calling courthouses, not even in the right state, looking for them, claiming that they were dating John. All right. You got to remember that. I had to put a PIN number on it. All right. Any of y'all that said that this didn't exist, any of y'all walk it back? No, right? Any of y'all correct the bullshit that you put on the internet? No,
Florida.
they don't do that.
What's that zip?
32175. Will you forward me, like, is there some kind of documentation saying that it was
Yeah,
dropped?
there's an application that you have to fill out,
Okay.
and then we'll have you. We have to do a hearing with the judge.
Okay, how do I do that if I live in Florida?
So just because this is how fucking stupid they are, okay? They said she didn't see a judge. How the fuck do you know what I did? How do you know what I did? Of course I saw a judge to get the order dropped. Y'all are fucking wild.
Well, we're going to have to do it via the telephone. But
Oh,
so I'll send you the application. I'm just in the middle of doing a dismissal with the litigant right now, so it might
Okay.
be a little bit.
You're
but
good.
I will send that off to you, and then just return it back to the group mailbox.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
Give me a few minutes, and I'll get this off to you.
You're good. You have a good day.
crazy.
What's good, y'all? I'm moving today, but I wanted to talk about this.
This is going to be important, okay? Because Kelly fucking hooker thieving Tucker got up on this internet, and Psycho Bunny, hi, is the one that is saying that I brought up the financial stuff in Florida, which is a flat out lie. Psycho Bunny was telling people that I did not pay for anything, which is why this video was made, okay? To prove that that was not the case, all right? So if you were over there saying, well, this, and that, you brought it up, bitch. You lied about me, and that's why this video was made, okay?
Because I heard somebody say, I didn't give PB money for the Airbnb.
Tracy, it was you, Tracy. It was you that said it. It was you that said it. You said that that Psycho Bunny paid for everything, which is a flat out bull-faced fucking lie. I do not expect anybody to ever pay my way. And anybody that talks to me would tell you that I am over fucking generous. So you lied. And now you are still so fucking pathetic and obsessed that you're still talking about it while sitting with a fucking person that you hated, by the way, Psycho Bunny, Jen. You were one of the first people to call Kelly out. What happened? Show me your friends and I'll tell you what you are. Y'all are gross.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Now,
So I think this is a safe place to start, okay? You might be able to pull this shit with other people. It is never going to fly with me because I'm generous. I don't need your fucking money,
Nope.
right?
your husband's money, excuse me.
Wait, did you forget this? Right? Weird. Lunch, dinner yesterday for me. Weird. It's weird. Is that weird? I think it's weird. But anyway, you ain't never gonna pull this shit with me. I don't need your money. I covered the Airbnb in Salem. I didn't ask you for a fucking penny. Just for shits and giggles. Okay? I covered the gas, right? Going to Salem, Massachusetts, right? We don't want to talk about any of this though. You don't want to.
Now, pay attention to this screenshot, all right? This is gonna come up, all right? Now, I made a video about this last week, all right? I want you to look at the top. It says Studio 21 Tattoo, Daytona Beach, all right? You see that $11,312? You see that? That's my balance, dummy. There were balances below every single transaction here. I took them out. Well, I don't understand how you don't get that. Do you not see there's no minus and it's almost lighter than the transactions because it's not a transaction. It's my balance in that fucking account.
Talk about that. Also, not on here is the $300 I spent on alcohol before I even got to the Airbnb.
Also, we're going to get to a screenshot that Psycho Bunny commented in a comment section a week ago saying she paid for the cabana and stuff. Wrong. That's what this $200 withdrawal was. Okay?
Also, the chairs that we rented at the beach, I covered that too. I covered parking,
Yes.
right? But this is the money I spent. Okay, so it's fucking weird for you to be out here telling people I never covered my portion of the Airbnb when you know damn well I don't need your money. I don't need your money.
No.
But you left out that I covered the Salem Airbnb. That's strange. You're leaving a lot of things out these days It's a little strange. But baby, all I got are receipts.
Facts.
All right? All I got is receipts. I don't ask people to pay my way. I don't do any of that shit. Okay? I pay for food I didn't even eat.
True. That's true. Okay. That's true. So weird.
Beach towels that I didn't even need.
True.
The fuck? You could try that shit with other people. You are never gonna have that ground with me because I am generous.
Nope.
I don't fucking do shit and pay for things for people and then attempt to throw it in their face with a half-assed fucking narrative. That's embarrassing. Y'all are embarrassing.
Okay. So let that sink in. I wasn't the one that brought this to the internet. Jennifer was. She sure was. It had nothing to do with me. It was her. Okay. Peggy, I still have, listen to me, my real life friends, all right? I've been friends with them since I was 10. She did go home with a bottle of Patron. You're absolutely right. Unopened, big bottle of Patron, okay? Oh, listen. Okay, now we're going to move on to Dropbox. And I just wanted to get that out of the way because you're going to see some things in these messages, and that is the stuff that it is going to reference. All right. So just bear with me. All right. Now, hold on. Let me adjust. Right. That's what I'm saying. I didn't bring this shit to the internet. I didn't do that. Y'all did. What the fuck? Sorry. All right. So it took me one screen recording. Okay. You see this? Do you see all the transactions with the balance at the bottom? You see it now, you dumb fuck? Do you see it now? You understand? I did that. I just didn't get the top one. I'm telling you, Kate, it is a blessing, y'all. Listen to me. I am so fucking grateful that they removed that God or whoever, the universe removed them from my life. Okay. Because they are not the type of person. I correct narratives about people I don't fucking like. So if you're going to sit in a box and just let people lie, you're not my kind of people. You're not my kind of people. I will correct. I correct it. It doesn't matter because wrong is wrong. Okay. But what now, Kelly? What now? Here's a screen recording of the transactions. Every single one of them has that. Okay. Yikes. Embarrassing as fuck. But you didn't know that, right? You didn't know that. Let's talk about this one.
You know, just out here proving something else to be loud and wrong. Just out here proving something else to be
10, 10, 25. Hooker. Hey, hooker. I know. I don't blame you. I don't know. I'll talk to you about it privately because I could disclose a lot more that way. All right. 10, 10, 25. Kelly, the thieving hooker, made a video a week ago with her whole chest saying something about John's license or me using John's license and saying it was mine. Dummy. Here's that video that screenshot you have is in.
loud and wrong.
It's not my
You know,
license.
y'all are gonna look so bad when these videos are all public.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that? You're just using me to sit on a lives and lie, say
Facts.
whatever you think
Right,
is
and-
accurate.
Aside from that, okay, let's think about this. That's my personal money. That's not fundraising money. I fucking owe the internet what I do with my own money. Do you understand that? That's fundraised money. It fucking blows my mind.
I bet y'all wish you answered those messages now, huh? So let's talk about this one. So I've already disproven that my post office is anywhere near.
Now, okay, you see in this screenshot, all right, she said with her whole chest that this was my license number, but she went into the whole last name or all this other shit. It was never used for my screenshot. This was about John's license. The fuck?
Near where my ex got it.
Because Turtle swore that I lied to him because John had like a ticket or something months after he drove me to meet Kelly. You're going to see that. You'll see it come up.
Ticket or the town he lives in.
See the date? September 25th, 2029. All right. Here it says, as of October 20th, 2025, it is valid. Well, that's weird. That's weird.
And now, imagine that. It's a valid license. That's strange.
Fucking wild.
So because I've been posting tidbits, and I mean tidbits, okay, of things,
Wild.
and y'all are losing control of that narrative quickly, you're just going to throw anything at the
Crazy.
wall, see what sticks.
Yeah.
It's going to have the same exact
What's up, JJ?
end. So that you know that. You're never going to be able to fit a square peg in a round hole, babe. All right? So, I mean, I guess I'll wait for a retraction, but probably not.
No.
You know, y'all have just been doubling down
Yes.
instead of doing the right thing, which would just be to correct the misinformation, right? All that integrity, but so much misinformation, proven misinformation.
Right? Remember. No, Nikki, send me a DM. Hi, Mama Mitchell. That's what this was about, right? This entire situation was about their integrity, right? They were being lied to, right? That's what it was about. Well, that's weird. Not a single fucking one of you have corrected a lie, anything, the twisted truths that you got up on these motherfuckers and said. Not a single one of you. But don't you have integrity? I'm confused. Isn't that what this was about? It's crazy. Crazy. Let's continue. Oh, my bad. I apologize. Now, you know what? I'll tell you this. I'll tell you ain't never going to find this in my text. You see this? Do you see this? You're never going to see me unsend a motherfucking thing. If I said it, I meant it. Let's continue. Okay? This is me giving context. Do you see what I say to him here? Any questions, just ask. I'm not going over and over things I've shattered a million times. Weird. This is because Ron Barbie said that I called the hospital when Ashley, Miss Ashicat, had the baby. That was a lie. That never happened. It was somebody else, not me. I actually stood against it. Just saying. All right. Here we go. I love this. Lawyer boss. Lawyer boss. Okay. The trial was not done in July, first of all. It was supposed to be, actually today. The trial was supposed to be sentencing. I'm sorry. I apologize, not trial, sentencing. Sentencing was scheduled for July 9th, all right? Hi, Beans. That sentencing date was pushed out to September. It had nothing to fucking do with me. That's first of all. Secondly, she borrowed what? Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't need to borrow money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That was one account, Turtle. I didn't have to steal it from people, you know? Fuck out of here. Okay? Now, let's continue. I want to see this money that I owe Psycho Bunny. I don't owe Psycho Bunny a motherfucking thing. Not a motherfucking thing. Okay? So where is that? She was supposed to pay her this week, and then this accident happened. I want proof. I want proof. I never borrowed a fucking thing from that. What are you talking about? Y'all just create this shit in your own delusional fucking minds and go with it. That's a lie. A bold-faced lie. So either you're lying or they lied to you. Either way, somebody needs to correct it. Okay? That's a fucking lie. Flat out lie. Also, a lie, liar boss. Okay? I was not online after I got hit by a car. I was off the internet for a while, actually. It was at least, you're right, Alicia. It was at least a month that I was not here. I might have been posting things on unlisted to share to people, and that's why y'all were losing control of the fucking narratives that y'all were pushing. In fucking 100 hours of lives, y'all were live for over 100 fucking hours in 1 week lying about me. This is bullshit, okay? This is bullshit. So one way or the other, okay, y'all are liars. Who told you that? Who told you that? You're right, Turtle. I wasn't supposed to have screen time. Everybody that talks to me knows that I only used my device for like an hour a day, in the morning and at night. I talk to my kids. I put my phone down. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Neither one of you. And this is embarrassing. For you at least, Turtle. Just saying. Okay? I don't know Psycho Bunny a motherfucking thing. Not a motherfucking thing. Okay? Also, this is Foxwolf, just so everybody knows. All right? This is Foxwolf. All right? We're going to talk about this. All right? I just want to know, is it okay to file a FOIA on your case, Turtle? Right? Because that's what you do. You sit in fucking Discord all day digging on people, right? So I could file a FOIA on your case, get all your court records and the transcripts, and we could go through them. Is that what we could do? Yeah, right. That's what I could do, right? Weird. He was using an address that's like a halfway house. Ain't that a bitch? But I'm the liar, right? It was me, right? Liar boss. She must have been walking to the high-rise apartment to buy or sell drugs. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? I was leaving work, picking up coffee, and going to fuck home. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now, we're also going to get to the messages I have with Turtle. Because I told him that. I said, what the fuck does the ticket that John got in August have to do with May? I don't know what's going on in the chat. Okay. Now, Turtle thought he was doing something, I guess. You see, it says I commented on it because I don't give a fuck. I don't think that you understand that when you tell the truth, you don't have to worry about anything else. Nothing. I don't worry because y'all ain't gonna affect me. All right? I'm not a confrontational person, but enough is enough. Turtle is coming out to play. You could be mad. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. I don't know if you know that, but the DMs are a different story because that's nothing but fucking bullshit. And people like y'all are the problem. You sit in DMs with lies about people. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Look, I can't so much, right? Let's see what my comment was. Oh, nope. Still don't care. Sorry. Embarrassing. Okay. You're going to see that we bet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the chat. I don't know what's happening. I can't. I usually keep my phone on so I could see the comments, but this phone isn't charging. Turtle was an old mod for me. And I don't give a shit. You lost a good person having your corner because you chose to believe bullshit. All right? Now, remember that video that I just showed, right? Here's what I remember paying for: an umbrella and lounge chairs. Wrong. A couple of drinks and a towel. Wrong. I paid the entire bar tab. That's wrong. So again, a year later, you're still fucking lying. One thing of nachos between 3 people. I didn't touch those fucking nachos, bitch. But I paid for them. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? We didn't open any of the liquor she bought. You brought a bottle of Patron home. How much do you drink, oh? What are you talking about? An unopened bottle. No, not feisty. I gave you a brand new bottle of Patron. So what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? And don't sit there and talk, I'm sure she'll break it down in her next video. Bitch, you brought it up. Not me. Not me. The fuck? Embarrassing. This is embarrassing. You probably told people I owe you money because that's what you do to the people you're friends with, right? Just like you told me Rebecca was a pill popping weirdo and wanted my fucking autograph. Christy, you know that because we fucking discussed it. We discussed it. How much of a fucking letdown that you sit there and let people lie when you know the truth. I thought differently of you. Shannon, what's up? What's up, Wendy? Look at this. This is the screenshot, right, Turtle? What does that say? Because I went back and I checked the dates of all of this. It was my tab. That's what I'm saying. That comment was a whole fucking lie. All right? As of September 2nd, you see the age? This is John's license. All right? I never said that this was my license. I have my own license. What's up, Spana? Fucking weirdos. All right? Turtle, I'm letting you know I'm foiling your entire case. Because, right, this is what you do, right? So turnabout is fair play. You want to bring up other people's shit? You stole almost $300,000 from a bank, buddy. The fuck? Crazy. Let's talk about this. Hold on. I can't make it bigger. I'm going to submit a record request for John. I don't believe Villain was telling you the truth. I was. Don't you feel fucking stupid now? Do you feel stupid now that it was the truth? And you did all this and you were fucking wrong. That sucks for you. Can't imagine. Okay. She said her license is suspended. It was. It's not anymore. Paid him $600 to drive her for a favor. Also true. He was charged in 2022 for driving without a license. So I'm going to see if he even had a license. I swear to God, if she's lying and I could prove it, I'm going live on my Fearless account and airing her shit out. You're never going to be able to prove something that is not true. Let me give you some context. Okay. John had some court fines and stuff, right? He took them out of collections and has to pay them monthly. This is over now, I think. But then he had to pay them monthly. And if he didn't make those payments on those fines, they suspended his license. It would be suspended for a couple of days. That's what y'all didn't know. Right? And I didn't owe y'all that information about my fucking ex that y'all are so fucking obsessed with. It's crazy. Okay? So this didn't work out too good for you, right? It didn't work out too good for you. Let's talk about this. Okay? This is a video that I posted, okay, with, at the time, Ryan. And allegedly, they said it to allegedly too. All right? I had given a screen recording of my conversation with John to people around me to see. I didn't even fucking talk to him. Do you know what their response was? Do you know what their response? It was a fake Facebook account. Okay. So listen, I'm just telling you now, this is dumb. You didn't get the screen recording with the voice memos because I sent you the screen recording, obviously, before I sent the fucking voice memos. But you know it all, right? You know it all. I didn't get no voice memos in the screen recording you sent me of y'all's combo, which is exactly why I didn't use it in my video. I don't give a fuck what you use in your video. Do you know that I don't even watch anything that you post? Anyway, let's continue. It's pretty easy to send messages while you got his phone next to you when you had him do favors for you and even lied, even in the screen recording. What are you talking about? It's not a favor if I'm fucking paying you to do something. That's not a favor. Do you know that? Maybe not. I apologize. I know, Kat, I agree. So that's not correct. That's not correct. Didn't stop you from doing it though, right? Didn't stop you from doing it. Okay. Now, at this point in time, John started talking to other people on that Facebook account. Okay. Now, look at what I said. Reading is fundamental. Let me break it down for you. He, my ex, right, sent him people that reached out to him on this alleged Facebook voice memos. You get it now? Do you understand now? Probably not. But it's a you problem. I'm just here to clear up some misinformation. Let's talk about this, okay? This is a screen recording of a Discord server, all right? Turtle, last summer, Crazy Bitch was like begging on TikTok, right? And I thought it would be fucking hilarious to send her $50 and did. I did. Because she was everywhere in comments talking shit about me and how I did this and how I did that, all of which was in fucking correct. But I thought it would be funny to just send her $50. And I did, right? This dude is alleging that I knew who she was. Okay? Selectively honest about this incident. I was not selectively honest, by the way. That's not selectively honest. I told you the truth. You choosing not to believe it is a fucking you problem. Okay? She hasn't addressed the pic either. Sure, I did. Accountability. Let's talk about the date. I wasn't even on the internet. October 3rd. Wasn't even on the internet. Okay? Now, mind you, this is correct. All right? This is correct. I know it's small for y'all, so I'll read it for y'all. He said, thanks for being honest about the first question. I don't know, but you took that risk when you let him drive you. Why would you want to spend any time with someone who's put hands on you before? You have a lot of friends in your life that you could have asked other than him. That pic of him holding the remote, is that not your place too? I said, I don't though. The fuck? I got the cat on the Florida-Georgia line, and I haven't gotten my license yet. That was true at this point. He was the only option, and I paid him to do it. He doesn't, I'm sorry, I lost my place. We don't even talk. That's why it's so fucking hilarious to me and everyone around me. I didn't meet Kelly in Daytona. They're idiots. An Uber would have cost me $800 plus. I paid him $600, put my beats on, and ignored it. I would never risk him being arrested. If I had any intention on being with him, it would be different. The order is the indicator. Okay? All right? That's the truth. That is the truth. So, what? Don't ever let her tell you she doesn't lie, because the lies are right here in black and white, especially the highlighted comment section. Let's talk about this. Okay? I don't owe everybody that I speak to explanations. You got an explanation because you were my mod. That was it. I didn't have to do that. Let's continue. Okay? Ready? I love this. I love this for y'all. That's the problem. I haven't gone. Okay, so hold on. Why'd you crop this message out? Huh? I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, but just don't leave it in my chat. Why'd you crop that message? Because that's not the last message. Well, we're going to get to it, but, you know. I said, no, that's not the problem. I haven't gone to get to the DMV to get my license. If I had the license, I would have driven myself. Weird. He said, so you don't have one from your previous state? No, suspended. Okay, I wish you made better choices, because that doesn't look good. All it would have taken was for y'all to get pulled over and he goes straight to jail. I said exactly why, if I planned on being around him, I dropped the order. I have zero intention on doing so. So, what? I also want to make this clear. The only reason why that order had to be dropped was because I wasn't about to get on the internet and lie about it. Okay? Okay, thank you. All right? So, it went from he was the only option to I didn't need him to drive me. I chose because it cost me less. hold on a second. I know none of y'all have $800 to drop on a fucking Uber. I know it. All right. But that's not true. Do you understand that? I moved to a place where I legitimately only know one other person. If he was not available to take fucking 6 hours out of his day to drive me someplace, this didn't age well. I'll tell you that. Okay. Ready? These DMs are from August 19th, 2025, when she was just with John 13 days before at the Wawa. You don't know that. You don't know when that picture was taken. You don't know that. You know when the picture was posted. You don't know when it was taken. Okay? Let's continue. Not to mention all the times Chrissy and PB also, I'm just telling you, I wouldn't use them as any kind of source because they still fucking lie. All right? Weird. Let's continue. Sorry, I hit the wrong key. Go back. Sorry. I got this one. Sorry, y'all. Got this one. Okay. They're smaller, so I'm going to read them so that there's full context here. You keep repeating you needed him to drive you. It was your only option, and you're saying it's because you didn't have a Florida license, and that's not true. You could have taken that trip with your valid license from any state. Listen, I know. Listen, does that make sense in your mind? Because like you type that out, and it doesn't make sense in at all. Like I said, this is concerning, and the way you're over-explaining is a little too much. Do I look like I'm over-explaining? That's over-explaining to you? I said I was responding to you. I didn't need him to drive me. I chose to because it cost me less. Right, but you didn't need him to take you, is what I'm saying. You tried to say because you don't have a Florida license, now you could have rented a car for less than $100, which is cheaper than $600. It's not making any sense. I don't even care, to be honest. It's your private life. But like I said, I feel for once you're not being truthful to me. This is not correct. Right? It's blowing my fucking mind that these are the things you coming to me and getting information about my life, and I'm giving it to you, and you're going to tell me I don't have all the facts? What the fuck? Crazy. Okay. I said exactly why I planned on I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Exactly why, if I planned on being around him, I dropped the order. He said, you would have dropped the order to have him drive you. You didn't answer about him being in your place. It's the same blanket pillow in your place. I said, no, I wouldn't, because it wasn't a frequent thing. Like, what are you talking about? Look at this. I've seen him twice, and I've been here. Both times he was doing something for me. That's true. That is true. Didn't stop you from calling me a fucking liar, though, right? Crazy. I got this already. Right? Goosey, get a fucking life, dude. It's sad. It's pathetic, to be honest. Right? Imagine this is proof to y'all. Is this proof to y'all? How the fuck do you know when that photo was taken? You don't. You don't have a fucking clue. Clearly. It blows my fucking mind. Funeral slippers, because blonde Nicole doesn't fucking understand that you could change shoes. Miss Piggy ass bitch. Oh, imagine that. August 5th. Does that mean that that's when it was taken now? Asking from myself, because I thought that you knew better than that. I don't know what's going on with this screen. I'm sorry, y'all. Why did it do that? I'm going to have to do it this way. What is going on here? Bear with me. All the comments aren't moving for me on my laptop. So dumb. So dumb. Y'all are so stupid. It's painful. Okay. Now, all right, I want you to pay attention to this, all right? Because this is going to come up. I had no idea the crazy bitch helped Lisa with payment apps until after he told me. But he's in a Discord server trying to act like I sent her money after, like, knowing that she helped Lisa with payment apps. That's honest to you? Is that honest to you? Different selective honesty. I understand. Okay. I understand. All right. I just thought it was hilarious that she posted a video begging while talking shit about me in the comments. That's the truth, by the way. You know, that's the truth. What's this? Can you explain this to me? Right? Because according to you, I knew who she was when I sent her the money, right? That's what you were trying to tell them in the server, right? That I knew that she helped Lisa with payment apps. No, not according to this, because there it is. I thought it was hilarious. That image is the Cash App payment. He said, crazy bitch, aka Heidi Moore. I saw her post about needing money. I said, wait, is her name Heidi? She posts Lisa's gifters. Yes, she used to let Lisa use her payment apps. I didn't know that until after I sent the money when you told me. We're so honest though, you know? So honest. Love that for y'all. I had to redact the name and there's a phone number as well. Keep in mind, this is September 7th of last year. I don't know what that even is, nor do I care. But I don't know who she is either, but I don't know anything about that, nor do I care. I don't know why. I must have moved this for no reason. Oh, here we go. Villain said she wanted to back off to give her space and an opportunity to change. That's true. That is true. Never happened, and Villain never went back to covering her. She's a hypocrite. Same boat. Sorry, not sorry. Listen to me. This is my fucking platform. If I feel like stopping covering somebody, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. The fuck? What is wrong with y'all? I never gave Lisa money, first of all. And y'all gonna have to come up with some fucking proof. If y'all are making all these allegations, but you don't have any. Okay? But here, Turtle says, I sent $50 to Crazy Bitch a few months ago. Heidi used to help Lisa. I told Villain who she was and she laughed it off. Like she sent her money to spite her. Yes, I did. I sent her money to spite her. But I didn't know that she used to help Lisa until you told me. So that's wrong. That's twisting the series of events. Imagine that. Thank you, Scam Slam, for having some fucking couth, because this is bullshit. I used to mod for her. I wouldn't say something if I didn't have the proof. That's why I said I don't have proof on the money, but I do about her offering cigs and money to Lisa. Correct. I told Lisa if she went to treatment, I would make sure she had what she needed in there. But you left that part out. Crazy. Anyways, I screen recorded it. So I just want everybody to know that if you upload proof or things that you don't want everybody to send, that you see that you sent to one of your mods, Turtle's going to screen record it for later because he thinks that it's going to get him somewhere. The fuck? Imagine that. Right. Exactly, Chantal Gucci. That's exactly what happened. I would have helped her if she went to rehab. Correct. That's true. The issue was the methadone. That is true. And I also believe that Lisa won't be stopped until something bad happens. Okay. Coming back, I dug the screenshot up. Villain did send $50 to Heidi. I seen it for myself. Did I ever deny doing that? I did it to be like a bitch. So weird. Now I told her who she spent money to, and she just laughed it off out of spite. If more proof needs to be shown, I can get it. Otherwise, this is not speculation. You're not telling them that I had no idea who she was outside of Crazy Bitch, right? Until after I sent that money. So don't fucking sit up here that y'all are all about the fucking facts, because that ain't a fact. I did not know who she was before I sent her that money. You told me after. Weird. Weird. Imagine that. Dylan does weird shit and it's spiteful to me. Well, I hate to tell you, I'm super spiteful. I am super spiteful. I don't know who told you I wasn't. I've always been spiteful. One of my worst character defects. She sent me screenshots of money she sent to people in the last month. Weird. That's true. How much money did I send people that month? Huh? Just wondering. Let's continue. She sent Heidi, aka Crazy Bitch, $50 and Dylan laughed at it, all because she saw her post on TikTok asking for money. Yes, that's true. Because I thought it was fucking hilarious. The Crazy Bitch was in the comments everywhere talking about me scamming this out of somebody and me doing this and me doing that while she was begging for money on the internet. You're right. I thought it was fucking hilarious. But don't fucking sit there and act like I knew who she was when I sent that money, because that is a lie. 100% a lie. There's the post. Anyone willing to let me borrow or send a small donation? I'm broke, no food, get paid next Friday. My finances are tight. Sure did. I never denied that. I don't know why this is a thing. Yep. She talks shit once in a while. This was May 30th. Right? That's why. Look. Oh my God. You're literally proving what I'm saying. Holy shit. How embarrassing. I said, oh, I know. That's why I sent the money with the note. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. That's exactly, oh my God. Oh my God. That's so embarrassing. It's almost like, this is you, by the way. This is you telling me. This is you telling me who she is after I sent the money, laughing about it. So, yikes, I guess. I don't know. Super weird. Let's continue. Okay, now let's talk about this. These are our Reddit DMs. All right. Okay. He goes and comments on a post in Victoria's server saying, you blocked me. I didn't block him. Right. Hindsight. I did block him after this conversation. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I messaged you yesterday and boxes were green. I said, oh, I changed my number. I didn't know what you were talking about. Everything okay? Yeah, good. I said, I changed it like a month ago, maybe. How's the pregnancy going? Why would I block you? July 26th is the day I changed my number. He said, pregnancy is going great. It's a girl, which is what we were hoping for. I don't know why you would. I asked the question. I sent a message and the bubble was green instead of blue. I said, this is just me talking about being a dad. I said, I wouldn't block you. I've been spending damn near every free second I have on Gabby and CPS situation because I cannot believe what they're ignoring it. So I want to know, all right, we're what, a year later, I want to know how this worked out for you. All right. We still have till February. I said, it'll be perfect. He said, I'll just keep it real with you. I am seeing some things and it's concerning. What you do in your private life is your private life, but things are spilling over and I noticed something. So I figured I'd ask you directly, which is what I told him to always do. People lie about me all day, every day. If you come to me, you're going to get an answer. He didn't like the answer, so it had to be a lie. Okay? Now, watch. Ready? Where's the lie? Did I tell you that it was somebody else? What are you doing, Janelle? That's what I did, right? Because that would be a lie. But that's not what happened. Isn't that strange? I didn't want anyone to call it in and have him arrested for doing me a favor. That's true. And that's ultimately why I had to drop the order to address it, right? But I bet that y'all didn't know that it was a few weeks in between because I wasn't sure if I wanted to drop that order. Y'all didn't know that, huh? People that talked to me privately knew that. But whatever. Let's continue. Okay. People are being stupid. If I had any intention on being with him, I dropped the order, which I'm not doing, nor do I have any intention on doing. This is true. This is actually true. For weeks, I went back and forth with myself. I don't know, Lily, Brian, if they're in the chat. Other people too. Tracy, I might have discussed it in Discord server. Anybody that is in the server, y'all might know. I was looking for a way that I can address the situation honestly without him being arrested for doing me a favor. That's true. That is true. The only problem is that I kept coming back to the second that I say these words on the internet. somebody is going to screen record it and he's going to get arrested for it. That's what took me so long. I was trying to figure out how can I do this because I wasn't going to get up here and lie. But you didn't know that. Right. I was trying to find a solution with that, but people were calling courthouses lying to people. Why would they not screen record that and get him arrested? But doing me a favor he was paid to do. That's what I thought. I do find it strange that people are attempting to stalk but miss the girl he's with. That's true. That's also true. Comical, really. I don't owe the public an explanation because they're still wrong and I laugh about it. I feel sorry for the men in my life that have to deal with my ex being a topic of conversation, and I choose not to do that. This is true. I messaged him the other day on Facebook, and I give proof to those that matter to me. I don't owe it to delusional people that think they know what they're talking about. You would think that someone I live with would have had my new number and it wouldn't be the first time I messaged him, right? But what do I know? He's also never had so much as a temporary order on me ever. That's also true. It's me that gets the orders. I don't give a fuck what people think they know. The last time that he touched me, he was in jail for it. That's true. Y'all love to post that charge all over the place. I don't need to explain that over and over. No, he does not live with me. No, we are not together. No, I don't live in Daytona. Super strange behavior. Okay. There's the screenshots. Okay. So we're a year later. So when are we going to start getting some corrections? I said, never mind the fact that he said, so me too, Alicia, but when I first messaged John on Facebook, and that's what's in these screenshots, right? He said something about AR and Shafty, and I haven't talked about them in 2 fucking years. All right. So if he was around me constantly, why the fuck would he reference those people? Okay. There's the order, right? There it is. There's the order they can't find, and me requesting a copy after I moved here. Why would I do that and not drop it? Does that make sense to you? But it just might. It just might. Okay, thanks for being honest about the first question. I don't know, but you took that risk when you let him drive with you. Why would you want to spend time with anyone who's put hands on you before? I read this one before, and let me be a little bit more clear. I know that I've addressed this before. John is a completely different person when he is clean. That is true. And the people that have been around here and remember what John was like before the relapse can also attest to that. And I think that y'all forget that. You forget that people have been around that long. My circle doesn't cycle around like that. There are people that were here before, right? Before the relapse. For solid, 2 years? More than that, actually. There were people that were here for like 3 years while I was in a relationship with him. So they knew who he was. Do you understand that? But Turtle, you stole $300,000 from a bank, dude. Do you do that when you're clean? I'm just wondering. Right, Crystal. But I'm talking about before the breakup, you know? It was a while. I read this before, so I'm going to scream, like, go buy it. But isn't it weird? He goes, I know you went to Georgia. Do you not have a New Jersey? Because remember, a couple of messages ago, he's telling me, well, why didn't you just use your Jersey license? After I said that my license was suspended. Okay? People go on vacation all the time and rent cars. No need to have a license for your current state to take a road trip. Bro, that's what it's on. I said, I don't forgive easily, and he is a different man. And is he, I'm sorry, a different man when he's clean? Yes, but I still have a serious resentment about the way we broke up. It wasn't Georgia, it was Florida, but like right on the border. It's just strange to me. We're both in relationships with other people. It's weird to have to keep bringing up a part of my life that I want to be done with because people think they know what they're talking about. to be clear, I'm not in a relationship, but I am seeing somebody. I don't want to be in a relationship at all. This is weird. He said, oh, well, my girlfriend just moved here from Florida and lived there her whole life. I was legally able to drive down there with my out-of-state license and pick her up. Nobody said that. Who even said that licenses go according to state? I never said that. I never said that. That's not against the law. Not only that, but it's common knowledge. No shit. So I don't know what you're saying this for. That you could drive to any state as long as you have a valid license from your home state. So I don't know why you keep repeating that, and I don't appreciate it. All right. I said, what do you mean? I said, you keep repeating you needed him to drive you. It was your only option, but you're saying it's because you didn't have a Florida license. No, I didn't have any license. Never said a Florida license. I said, I haven't gone to the DMV yet. You could have taken that trip with a valid license from any state. Do you think that I don't know that? That's so fucking weird. I said, I was responding to you. So like you're asking me questions and I'm responding to you and you're still not getting it. That's the crazy part. That's what's crazy. And this is fucking true. If I planned on being around him, I would drop the order. But because people thought that they knew what the fuck they were talking about, I had to drop it in order to address it honestly. Okay? I said, no, that's not my problem. He said, right, but you didn't need him to take you is what I'm saying. You tried to say because you didn't have a Florida license. Like, what the fuck? Now you could have rented a car. I read that one. I said, no, that's not the problem. I haven't gone to the DMV to get my license. If I had a license, I'd have driven myself. The fuck? He said, so you don't have, no. What are you talking about? I never said that it was because I didn't have a Florida license. Never. If I plan zero intention, not doing it anytime soon. He said that, I read that one already. I said, no, I wouldn't. This is true. I would have never, if it was going to be a frequent thing, I would have never kept that restraining order in place because I knew that if he winds up getting pulled over and put in jail, like then I would feel bad. And that was a conversation that I was having with many fucking people. That was a frequent conversation because I knew that if I didn't drop that order and I got on this internet and said that I paid him to drive me, somebody was going to screen record that and have that order violated. And then I would have been in a worse situation because I would have felt bad. But none of y'all gave a fuck because y'all thought y'all knew everything. And you were wrong. And not a single one of y'all have corrected a fucking thing and still continue to lie. Still. Now, this is what's weird because didn't Kelly just say that I said to people that I didn't give a fuck? First of all, let me be clear. I owe explanations to the people that support me. I don't owe explanations to y'all. Okay? The people that support me get explanations and they know that, which is why they support me. Do you understand here? Okay. I read that one. I said, I may think I owe you answers, which is why I'm giving them. Sure it was. How do you know I was here? I actually wasn't, by the way. That's true. He was watching the cats. Why would you let him in? That's irrelevant whether you were there or not. First of all, if you think this is circles, you should see how I feel reading this. It's crazy. I said, it has everything to do with if I was here or not. It matters. I wasn't. I actually wasn't. And he was feeding my cats. Like I said, both times he was doing something for me. That is not something I want him to be in trouble for. This is true. He said, appreciate the answers, but you're trying to get off on all these technicalities. Good luck. Just know this is why I stepped back. And I am fucking grateful you did. I sure am. Trust me when I say this. Okay. I'm grateful that you did. Okay. Right. Bridget, it's so fucking strange to me. I never said that I didn't have a Florida license. I said my license was suspended. You'll see if you go back and read all these, you'll see it. I said that wouldn't be fair. And I'm not trying to be a bitch because as long as that order exists, he will not cross my boundaries because I will enforce it. I said, that's unfortunate because I would have given you the answers. True. He said, if you didn't want him in trouble, you would have had him, that's supposed to say the other way around, but what do I know? You wouldn't have let him in your home. So he just had a key to get in. You're saying you weren't there. I said, there isn't a technicality. I have a final, this is true, just because y'all don't fucking think it's real doesn't mean that this is true. I have a final lifetime restraining order, and I don't want him getting in trouble because I was in a bind. No. Are you crazy? I would never give him a key. It's legit that simple. Also, Psycho Bunny, you lying bitch. Okay. Kelly also said in a video recently that why did John have my location on indefinitely? You know that's a fucking lie, and I proved it to you. You're just a miserable liar. That's what you are. They get your validation on the internet. That sounds like a you problem. You start that therapy yet? I would bet my fucking life you didn't. I would bet my life you didn't. But you know that, and anybody could go back in our fucking text messages and see that I proved it was only for that weekend because he didn't trust y'all. Looking out for my safety. Fuck are you talking about? Yeah, it's a lie. And it's in the Psycho Bunny messages. Anybody could go back and see him. He said, you know me better, and I thought I knew you better. No, I thought you knew me better too, but I personally, you really want to hear my answer? It's your girlfriend. That's my answer. And I thought that you were stronger than that. Apparently not. But here we are. So, and that's why I said, what do you mean? He said exactly what I said. I said, you know what's even funnier is it wasn't a secret. I took every precaution with my safety in every single way. Him doing me favors because I was stuck does not equal a relationship. Full fact. Okay. He said, I wouldn't think you would do that. You have a lifetime RO in man, and you drove to the state line with him. You left him in your home. He was chilling on the couch watching TV with a remote in his hands. I never stated a relationship. I was just asking questions because I'm seriously concerned. I was giving you the answers. You not liking the answers and thinking you know better about my life does not make me a liar. Let's continue. Okay. There are people that are my closest friends saying to let it go. I'm the one that won't. It's not what I want, and I refuse to settle. But because people think they know, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Because people think they know, they talk and we laugh about it because they're wrong. He said, ain't nothing funny about it. I fucking think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you did this and you were wrong. That's what I think. But let's continue. I said, come on. It's hilarious that people have me in a relationship with a man that I can never look at that way again. Huh. He said, I've been seeing you deny that's John a few times. Just take accountability. That's a lie. Prove it. I want you to prove it. I want you to post, okay? I want you to post me ever denying that John was in that photo. It looks bad that you have him in photos with you, even for a ride in your home chilling. All the while you went on your platform and discredited people's DV situation. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do you want me, let me go back, okay? Naps! Turtle needs the DV photos, ma'am. Can you make that happen? You know, the ones with the bruises around my neck? Yeah, the ones that you put and shared to people that have never been posted. Turtle needs to see them. So I'm going to again draw the parallel. Do you steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from people's bank accounts or the bank when you're clean? Turtle, do you do that? I'm going to venture and say you don't. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that's not what you would do when you're clean. Same situation. It's the same situation. And unfortunately for you, like I said, there are people around here that know that when he is clean, he is a good man. And he got clean in November of 2024. Let that sink in. Okay. So he had a year clean when he drove me to get that cat. Let's continue. But I have never, that has never happened. Okay. I have never said that that was not John in that photo. And I also never said that Stewie fucking lied. Naps, PB, I'm talking to y'all. Where's the proof? Why is it that I can fucking prove everything I say, but y'all say it and can't prove a motherfucking thing? You ain't never going to see me unsend a message, but thank you. Turtle also just proved that it would have said in Naps and my text message that I unsent a message if that's what I said. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I don't unsend shit. I don't delete things unless it is something that I sent on an accident. I take it back. Okay. Now let's continue. Mindy also took a clip of me talk. Oh, that's true. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mindy also took a clip of me talking about John. I was talking about Tad and not Rob John. And she thought, Mindy, the fucking psychopath, she thought I was talking about John. The entire situation is hilarious to me because people think they know and they have no idea. When I sent those DMs to people, we laughed for a solid hour. I said, I did what? He said, I'm not putting you in a relationship. You're just talking to me here. No one else. I said, I never denied it being John. And I didn't. He said, 1 second. Oh my God, this is so funny. I said, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the situation as a whole. Now, mind you, okay, listen to this. This comment is me denying that it's John. So entertaining to watch. Ha ha ha. I appreciate the giggles though. What? That where am I denying that is John? Like, this is crazy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this. I said, you're not smart, huh? Let me give you some help. Go find a single situation. Oh, it was a comment thread about the GoFundMe receipts, Turtle. What the fuck does this have to do with me denying John was in that picture? The fuck? Y'all, this comment says, you're not smart, huh? Let me give you some logic. I think it's, yeah, logic. I'm sorry. I said, go find a single situation I have not posted receipts in. Then go find actual proof that I'm with my ex and I still have an active RO against. I'm sorry. Maybe go find proof and not, I can't make that word out. Not listening to the wrong people. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? I said, you're getting more than I've given the public because of my relationship to you. He said, people brought it up and those are your responses. That's not what I was talking about. That post was about the GoFundMe receipts. What the fuck? This is crazy. I said, yeah, because it's hilarious that Mindy said it was John, not John. I was talking about Tad and not Rob in the clip that Mindy was using. He said, yes, I'd expect that, to be honest. I've helped you out in regards to a few things. I said, you need to message me somewhere else because this text ain't working. I was trying to send a voice message because he wasn't fucking getting what I was saying. That's crazy. Let's continue. So he asked me about, we're going to go through all of our texts too, the ones that relate to this anyway. All right. He said the case isn't done completely, right? He was asking me a question about the sentencing. I said, correct. Sentencing has been moved from July to September because of appeals and shit. The only reason I haven't booked the Airbnb is because the feds told us September may even change. I also have damn near $32K in the bank right now. Why would I need GoFundMe money? The fuck? He said, yeah, people can't use that common sense. People have been on the edge lately ever since Lisa got evicted. I said, people are just stupid and want to run their mouth. People trust me with that kind of money because they trust me with it. That's true. Hold on. Let me see what this is. Oh, this is just about the GoFundMe. I want to get to, hold on a second. I got to change. I want to get to the other thing. Okay. because you could see what I say to him in those text messages. Hold on, y'all. You could see, okay? You see exactly what I was saying to him. So I want to know where the lies were. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Okay? If you could give me that, I would appreciate it. This is us talking about Kelly. I just want the ends of this conversation because okay? Now look, I didn't know who she was until he told me. So what? What the fuck? Weird, right? Because I'm such an evil human being, right? I just wanted to make sure you're okay. I would never ask you to risk your real life. The fuck? What the fuck? Hold on. I want this because this is going to be embarrassing. I'm just letting you know. Hold on. No. Here we go. This is it. I'm just going to go back a few seconds because we went to the text because I wanted to explain it in voice memos because he clearly wasn't fucking understanding. Okay? Let me go back. It says, I dislike people that take advantage. That's something else. I'll skip. That's talking about welding salesman because fuck him, you know? Hold on. Here we go. All right? This is me sending him proof. I said I can't send them together right now. I can't send them together, right? So this is, I'm saying it's entertaining to watch. So go look at that post and tell me that is not me talking about Tad and not Rob. I called him John because that's what another people don't fucking understand is his name is John. I always called him John. Other people called him Rob because that was his name. That's not the case here. Sorry. I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay. I forgot to flip the screen. All right. So that's true. Anybody could watch that clip and see I wasn't talking about that drum. Except Mindy and Turtle, apparently. And here, this is right. So where am I denying anything? This is the truth. I am not with him at all. I have seen him crazy. As a matter of fact, when I came back from vacation, he wasn't even here. That's true. So like that's true. That's true. Okay. That's what I'm saying. And this is true. Go look at that post and what I was responding to. I am not with him. That is the truth. Now, let's talk about this, right? Because this is me lying, all right? Remember that. This is me lying. He said, "No, I know you lied to me. It's here in black and white. You didn't need him to drive you because your license is suspended. So I do have an active restraining order on him. This is great. That is the truth. This is great. I have, listen to me. It blows my mind, right? Okay. So I said, listen, I know I have a head injury, but can you tell me, I was laughing at this point. I said, can you explain to me what the fuck this has to do with months ago or now? I have a head injury and I could see that. Okay. What the fuck? How the fuck? I don't talk to him. How the fuck do I know what's going on with his license? Y'all are on some real wild shit for real. Because listen, if do you not think I would drop that order? Okay. Why? If I look at this, John got a ticket on, hold on, what's the date of this? All right. I can't see. He got a notice to appear. I'm sorry. Operating while driver's license suspended. I'm almost positive that's what it is the fines. But 8/22/25. Plans on being with him all the time. Okay. Wouldn't I drop that order?
Instead of calling the court to get a copy of it because I couldn't find it after I
All right. So you see me say, what the fuck does that have to do with May? Nothing. It had nothing to do with May.
moved, why wouldn't I have?
So I say, on that note, I have way bigger concerns than people that spread conspiracy theories instead of just grasping for this. Instead of just grasping the simple answer is the truth. Be careful who you listen to. Never know what kind of proof I'm sitting on unlisted and being shared on. Not a hill that I would die on. I'm fucking over discussing a man I haven't been with for 2 fucking years. You got the answers, truthful ones. If you're going to be grasping at straws, attempting to make a narrative fit, I don't have time for it. He said you could spin others in circles, but not me. I don't have time. What the fuck?
The order. Does that make sense to you?
Now look, I said LMFAO. What does a week ago have to do with months ago? Can anybody give me that answer? Can anybody tell me if John drove me somewhere at the end of May, what the fuck that has to do with the ticket he got in August? Anybody? I would love an answer. If anybody could give me one, I would really appreciate that because I don't get it. What the fuck does an August ticket have to do with me paying him to drive me someplace at the end of May? Honestly. And then I blocked him after this message. Forget it. I'm not capable of doing the mental gymnastics right now. It's sad that you know better and are still not getting it. Not my problem, though. Thank you for helping me with the server, and I hope everything goes well with the baby. All right?
You? Because it doesn't fucking make sense to me.
He said, if I make a video speaking about my experience, are you going to do me the same way you did PB? Don't lie about me. I don't understand how people don't fucking understand this concept. When our friendship ends, you don't lie about me, I don't do a fucking thing. You choose to lie about me, and I will show whatever the fuck I need to show. I don't know, Cheryl. No. It was something. I'll look it up. I don't even know. Because I wasn't talking to him then. That's what's so fucking crazy.
If I planned.
So what does that have to do with anything? No, is it just me? Yeah, I'm sure she did, and I don't really care because here's the truth of it. Psycho Bunny is never going to be happy. She's never going to be stable, mentally, because she refuses to do any kind of work to see that she's the fucking problem. That's a her problem. That ain't a me problem. Look, it's a her issue. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for. I got something else. Right. And here's the truth of it. I think she thought, I don't know what she thought, so I'm not even going to speculate. But he was told the truth. Just because you don't think it's the truth doesn't mean it's not. Yeah, I don't know because I never asked about it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my business. It's fucking weird that these people think it's their business when it wasn't even my business. You know what I'm saying? Super fucking strange to me. Because I don't understand it. It makes no fucking sense to me. Where the fuck is it? Did I post them maybe? It's just strange. They might be on my channel. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, got it. Hold on. Right, it just blows my mind. And in his text, he says, I feel like this is the first time you're being I wasn't being dishonest. I don't know how many times I have to prove it, but here we are, But these are the texts that kicked it off. We're going to talk. What the fuck? I just found them. What happened? What the actual fuck? Hold on a second, y'all. No, I want to take this folder away. No, that's not it either. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Right. And that, listen, I say it all the time. The only person that is going to affect me is me. I don't know why people choose not to believe that. But you thinking it's the truth doesn't mean it is. And it sucks because there it is. I fucked with that kid. But I don't want, especially after this. Because this is fucking embarrassing. You're taking Liar Boss's word, and none of this is true. I don't want to hear no shit, though, okay? I don't want to hear no shit when I have your entire case on this screen, all right? Just letting you know. You think the RO is fake. That's not true either. But I'm sure you spread that everywhere, right? Yeah. I'm sure that went over real well. Do you know how many phone calls I have recorded with that court? Weird. He says he's going to submit records. Yes. Submit records request to John. I don't think Villain is telling me the truth. She said her license is suspended. True. This is all true. So I just want to know when are we correcting this? Because I know that you are sitting in one of the fucking 75 servers that you sit in, telling people this shit, and none of it is the fucking truth. Nothing. None of it. I told you the truth. Got the form to check his driving record. How did that work out for you? See, this is what I don't understand, all right? If you have his driver's record, you know his license wasn't fucking suspended when he drove me. So are you going to correct it? I'm really wondering, right? I want to know, if you got his driver's record, how come you haven't gone back to these people and told them I was telling you the truth? Huh? Just wondering. August 21st, before I got hit. Okay? I want you to understand that. All right? But since everybody else's case is a fair game, yours are too, right? I'm asking for a friend, because it ain't never going to be me with that kind of charges on my record. Never. Never. Pinky is lying. Weird. Imagine going and saying to Liar Boss, you leave me on delivered for these DMs. Lord. Wait, I have the clip where Cliff Notes and Outlaws admit to getting $100 from English. I don't think they ever denied that. I don't think they ever denied that. So, like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Anyway, wait, keep that G14 classified. We're working on it. What were you working on? Because this is a major fail. Okay. John's license. These are my text messages that I just read you. Okay. These are my text messages. So you were proud of that? You thought you were doing something with a fucking August ticket when he drove me in fucking at the end of May? I wouldn't be proud of that. I did block you. You're right. She messed up lying to me. I knew she was. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You know, I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm going to keep it to myself, because someday you'll realize it. You'll see. I knew she was. Now I don't have to pull his driving record anymore. I wasn't. What the fuck? I'm so confused here. I swear she admitted to someone she had him drive her to pick the kiddies up. Everybody. Is it me, y'all? Is it me? The fuck? Oh my god. Did Goosey not share my Reddit DMs with Villain? But didn't you send me a text message asking if I was gonna? Super weird. Any hoosies, let's keep going. What? Wait, then she just lied and said she hasn't seen him. That's true. These are from September, y'all. All right? September 2nd. That is true. Y'all delusional motherfuckers, okay? That order was dropped on October 15th. I think it might have been dropped on October 22nd. And that is the day that I did the live addressing it. So you're wrong. You're wrong. Exactly. She just lied and said that is true. Those messages, okay? I gotta break things down real slow for y'all, okay? I'm going back to when me and Turtle's messages were, right? That is true. That is true. I had seen him twice. That is true. Let's continue. Keep it for G14 classified for now because me and another friend aren't ready to go after her. But one sec, how'd that work out for you? Listen, you are never going to affect somebody with lies. You can manufacture all the proof in the world you want. It is never going to hurt somebody. I'm pretty sure that is in my About Me section of this channel. The truth is much more effective. Unfortunately for y'all, I don't think you know what that is. Just being honest. But if someone tells me to be quiet, liar boss, you got such a shitstorm coming your way, and I am fucking here for it. I am here for it. You know that FBI friend that you don't think I have? I asked him how to get a copy of any reports that you filed with the Center for Missing and Exploited Children just to let them know that you lied. Yeah. People have seen those emails too. You got a real big problem coming your way, and I am fucking here for it every step of the fucking way. Okay? You have no idea how many secrets I'm holding. I have their driver's license number. Well, that's weird. Kelly, Turtle said he starts with an H. That's true. Wait, that's true. I never used John's license for mine. I have my own. I was going to pull his driving record, but I don't have to if he's already going to court for a suspended license. You don't get it. You don't get it. First of all, John needs a license for his job. Okay? He needs a license for his job. If his license got suspended for a day, it was fixed the very next day. That's the truth. But if you got his driver's record, you would know that. You would know that, you know? So maybe you should get that. But I'm going to need you to come back and tell all these people the truth that I was telling you the truth. Can you do that? Do you want me to pay you to get the license check? Can you go do it? But only do it if you're going to correct the lies you told. Okay? You have no idea how much she shared with me over the year until a month ago when I backed away from her. Listen, I don't think you understand that I don't care. That is a you problem. And you'll see it. You will. And that sucks for you because I don't give second chances anymore. Once y'all do what you do, it's fuck you forever in my world. Okay? She lied to the wrong one. I didn't lie to you. I think other people might have lied to you, but it certainly wasn't me. Exactly, Tracy. But they don't understand that. You know, they didn't even think that. You know, they're so swift, but they didn't even get that far. Hi, Christy. She lied to the wrong one. I made Kim delete her first Discord server last year when she was lying about who she was. I don't even care about that. I don't think Kim will ban us unless she wants a dead server. I'm trying to find Maggot's address. I have the Google Earth where the accident happened, and I'm trying to find that blue house. Do you have a picture of her on her porch? You know I have your address now, Liar Boss, right? You know that, right? You'll see. I can't fucking wait because you are going to be blindsided, and I know you can't afford the attorney you're going to need. You have no idea. I am excited. Right. Yeah. You want to see where Liar Boss lives? Girl. He said that I don't, but I can dig. That's what I'm good at. So good at digging that you were telling me John's license was suspended. You know? Let's just keep it moving, you know? Because you were wrong. You were wrong. Is it me? I don't really care about this stuff. I think that the messages are crazy. I do that and make people think, then paranoia sets in. Not when people don't have guilty consciences. It's embarrassing. Me too. Hold on. I'm looking for JJ viewed my profile. I don't really care about that. Yeah, don't address them. It'll be an echo chamber like it once was for Shannon. Shannon has more integrity than all of y'all put together. I just thought that that was an important thing to like throw in here. You know what I mean? Because I am always going to appreciate somebody that can look at things objectively and see them for what they are. Facts over people. Proof over people. Every motherfucking time. Nicole is trying hard to get back in there and she's going to get JJ banned. In your defense, you can always say you were never hiding because you did join the server. How Shannon says you were hiding. Didn't she have a different account though? I don't remember. I didn't fuck with that server, but I did think that she had a different Discord account and then she changed it. But I could be wrong. I'm going to keep going. I can't imagine why people wouldn't answer your DMs. But what do I know? You know? I gave her my word I wouldn't dig on her anymore. That's off the table if she can't address me like an adult and tell me why she removed my permission. I still have the role, but I can't see a lot of shit. And I know her weaknesses. Kind of strange, you know? That's a strange comment coming from you. Right, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I know I was not in there, you know, so I can't say. I had all this info. Villain saw it too and wanted nothing to do with it. So I went to Slam. I didn't know Kai or Nookie at the time. Otherwise, I don't even know what this is talking about. But 8/19/24, I was damn near done with Lisa. Wasn't the 302 was in August of 2024, wasn't it? Again, it's my fucking platform. If I want to stop covering people, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care. Like, it's wild that people, well, it's crazy to me. Yeah, it's fucking weird, but it's a them problem. It ain't a me problem. You know? I'm just trying to get to the important part. She always has to be deep into whatever makes her money. She declines my request for my money. Girl. I'm finding out it wasn't just Calhoun and JJ was behind Judge Judy. There was a whole gang. That's not true. I don't know why y'all say this when all the proof has been out. Were there people getting the information? You should know all about that, huh? Right? There were people getting the information, but Calhoun was the one that was logging into those accounts and posting. And I agree that if you're digging up the information, you're just as guilty, which is why, Turtle, you're getting the energy that you're getting right now. But everybody has answered for their part in it except for Cocktail. That's true. That is 100% the truth. Okay. That's why I said I challenge her to let me, Goosey, Shaq, or even Shannon on the panel. Shannon doesn't like her either. That's true. That's our common ground with Shannon. Her and Goosey and Erstwhile and Rude Bunny used to give it to Reaper when she was still in the Discord server. Stewie is denying that's John and then saying she told them afterwards. That is not true either. God, this is so embarrassing. I'm trying to get, nope, ain't no way. Embarrassing. When you get in, you'll have to scroll down. Shannon isn't in there. I just checked. Imagine being so afraid to not go into a server because somebody that doesn't let you lie and gaslight your way into one is in there. That's fucking embarrassing. All right. Me and Goosey got ammo of villain screenshots and her face. Do it. Do it. But just remember, turnabout is fair fucking play, bitch. And I ain't afraid of your Discord trolls. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right? Keep that in mind. So I don't want to hear shit when I start coming back at y'all. Okay? Okay. I'm not going to get into the Reaper stuff because when I used to defend Bill and she made 4 videos in response to you, that's true. And those videos weren't actually the truth, right? And you knew that because I proved it to you. So I guess, hey, you all could stick with the people with flimsy credibility that only tell some facts and then twist up multiple different other stories and throw them in a video. It ain't ever going to be me. No, we're going to put all context. And I will arrange it in a neat little timeline because some of y'all need that. All right, so let's continue. Oh shit, villain let money go to her head. What? I've always had money. Do you know that? I guess not. I don't understand. Right. It's so embarrassing. I don't give a fuck what people that hide in Discord servers all day say about me. I don't. Especially if y'all can't even tell the truth or correct your own lies. What's up? I was responding to your comment about being a villain supporter. I love this. I'm requesting the police body cameras for Marge's incident. The intersection is huge. I got on Google Earth and found the address that they're staying at. So how'd that work out for you, Laiwas? Huh? I'm just wondering. You always say you're going to get some body cam footage. You told people you were getting body cam footages of my arrests. I haven't been arrested since 2014, bitch. You got arrested after me. And there was no body cams in New York City in 2014. So what arrests are you getting body cam footage for? Just wondering. You know? Super fucking embarrassing. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. Turtle, you think it's funny I got hit by a car, huh? Calm is a motherfucker. And I'm just going to leave it at that. You know? I'm going to mind my own business because it's going to be so fucking funny. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I ain't going to do it. So wait a second. Is that a halfway house? When is this? September. When did John do that live with Lily? Does anybody know? Lily, you here? What was the date of that live? I love that y'all don't even realize you're proving my points. I love that for y'all. His mail was getting returned when courts were sending notices about suspension of his. Listen to me, Turtle. I want you to get the driver's record. Can you do that? Because I'm telling you, if his license got suspended, it was never suspended for more than a couple of days. He needs it for work. I bet Villain paid it for him. I don't pay shit. I pay for myself. What the fuck are you talking about? The fuck? Weird. Everybody go give Foxwolf some views, you know, her pathetic ass. She absolutely needs attention. And so it looks to be called Lacey. No, it's Foxwolf, and she ain't doing so good either. You know what I mean? Do you guys think Crystal talks to Margaret? Fucking weird that y'all speculate about who I talk to. Weird. I found her TikTok. Margaret will send people, what? To send false info to make you look stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody has to make you look stupid. You do just fine on your own. That's first. Okay. Secondly, I want proof of that. Crystal talks to her. That's not true. I don't talk to Crystal. What the fuck are you talking about? Y'all are crazy, dude. I think Crystal and Marge have a big role in the list shit that came out weeks ago. I don't even know what you're talking about. But I don't talk to Crystal. This is fucking embarrassing. Who the fuck just speculates and lies about people in DMs like this? I did not talk to JJ then either, by the way. Okay? The way she came in and dropped info like, hey, remember this, blah, blah, blah. I used to do that for her months ago. What? I think Stewie is that matchmaker. That's not true either. The girls send me emails from Marg. She's getting more. She doesn't have more. You know? I sent proof over to State Farm that she's online all day. First of all, First of all, it didn't work, babe. All right. It did not work. So, but secondly, and more importantly, another fake report to slam you with in court. You thought that you handled that Kelly hearing badly? You are going to get fucking abused when you're in a courtroom with me. I love that. She literally is. That's not true. I was not on the internet then. As a matter of fact, this exact day, I went back to the emergency room because I was having cognitive defects. So this is not true. That's not true either. Imagine that. There's no way she has a concussion. You're wrong. Also, I love and would love to know when y'all got your medical degrees, all right? I want to know when any of y'all are able to diagnose more than a physician. And let's not talk about the 4 herniated discs in my neck, 2 of which are out of the disc space. But y'all know it all, huh? Y'all know it all. You don't want to talk about any of that. You don't want to talk about the procedure being done on my neck, right? Y'all don't want to talk about none of that because then it makes you look fucking dumb. Anywhoosies. She's racking up medical because she knows it means more money. I'm almost positive I would have preferred not to be hit by a moving vehicle, you dumb fuck. You don't know what you're talking about, Miss I want to sue everybody. How many fucking employers have you tried to sue, bitch? The fuck are you talking about? You can't tell any. Look at her thinking that she knows something. It's so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. You can't tell anyone this. I guess Psycho Bunny told people that she's so sick of March. Psycho Bunny was lying behind my back to a lot of different people. That's why those people don't fuck with her now. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Anywhoosies, I want proof. I owe Psycho Bunny a fucking penny. I want to see it. One of y'all better come off with it. Somebody's got to have it, right? Because y'all are talking about it. So where's the proof? I want to see it. I want to see me owe Psycho Bunny a motherfucking penny. Also, no email from you, Jennifer. Aren't you coming here soon? Villain was flexing her bank account to me with over 30K. Where did all her money go? It's still there. That's one account, babe. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault that y'all don't have money like that. That's one account. You know, $11,000 balance, right? Let's think about this. How can I have an $11,000 balance with 35K in the bank? Huh? Nobody has common sense. Nobody understands having multiple different bank accounts and moving money from one to the other for different things. Nobody understands that. They didn't teach y'all financial literacy when you were stealing from the fucking bank, turtle. The fuck? Anywhoosies, let's continue. By the way, that trial for the school was done with in July. Wrong-o. Wrong-o. That's not correct, lawyer boss. Okay, she borrowed that. Why would I have had to borrow anything from anyone? Huh? So I think she's trying to make a quick buck with an insurance scam. Where is the scam? A fucking 78-year-old lady that should not have been behind the wheel of a car made an illegal left-hand turn coming out of a fucking parking lot and hit me as I was crossing the street. Where's the scam, you stupid fuck? I'm just wondering. I think that was the money she was hiding for her sister. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would I be hiding money for anybody, let alone my sister? What the fuck are you talking about? Where are you getting this from? And you're just in DMs lying to people about it. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? The fuck? Y'all have fucking problems. Y'all have problems. It's a problem for y'all. It's not difficult to tell the fucking truth. some of y'all would understand if you tell the truth, you don't have to look as dumb as y'all look now. No, it doesn't work that way. You wouldn't look as stupid as you did today. It is, she does make shit up. You want me to show you the email, Lawyer Boss? You want me to show you the email? You know, with the FBI contact you swear I don't have. You want me to read it to you? I'll read it to you. How about that? Hold, please. It's this email. Sorry, y'all. Let me get the right email. I'm about to start litigation with a woman that is stalking everyone and everybody close to me. I just came across a video where she is claiming to have contacted the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The problem is she's lying. Do people get into any trouble filing false reports like that? If so, how would I go about reporting that? I have proof she's lying. She posted a video bathing her son when he was an infant and says that other people did that. That is not true. She posted it, and I have the link to the video because I reported it on YouTube. Shall I continue? You can always contact MCMEC and see if there is a report on file. They're very helpful. If she filed a report with them knowing it was false, in theory, there is probably a state charge for filing a false report. Those charges don't really have a lot of teeth, though. If she's stalking you, I would file a police report because most states do have charges for stalking and harassment that are pretty clear and black and white legally. I said I have filed multiple reports and I'm about to file a stalking injunction because she is a Looney Tune. That's true. I'm waiting on a couple of FOIAs to come back to prove that you were lying on reports to harass me. And once I get them, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Okay? That is my issue. She posted said video, then claims to have reported people for the video she posted. That's false. I said, I'll contact them and tomorrow and say, I said, did you see Provo got shut down? I appreciate you always. He said, I didn't see that. That's fantastic. We're still working. I'm not going to say that. Oh, wait, I should. We're still working on another case as well. And here in New York, definitely get that report filed. And if possible, a restraining order or order of protection. NCMEC's info is on their website. Very useful. And those people are great. So, like, what are you going to do, Lawyer Boss, when I can prove that you are filing false reports with agencies in order to victimize yourself on the internet? Okay, because that's what you're doing. Aside from that, you are filing false reports on people on the internet, lying to them, just so that you could make a video and say that you reported something. That you're wasting their time. You're wasting your time. The screenshot of the the screenshot of the sheriff that I got from somebody leaving Lawyer Boss a voicemail. I spoke to her. I sure did. See, I don't think y'all understand how unafraid I am of your imagination saying that I am committing crimes, because I have no problem providing any information necessarily to prove I don't. Not just information, but people. Okay? So, sorry, Kelly. Okay? You can't compare the two. You're never going to have one of my donors that donated to any fucking thing that I have ever done complaining and asking me for a refund and me continuing to lie on the internet, deflecting and point the finger at everybody else. You are never going to have me with a loaded fucking needle in my hand and still choosing to lie to people about not being an active addict. I do think that things have changed a bit because of things going on over there, but I can't get into that publicly. Okay? It's fucking strange. It is strange behavior. Okay. I don't give a fuck what any of y'all got going on. But I think it's fucked up for y'all to lie about me everywhere you fucking go and never, not once, correct the information that you are putting on the internet about somebody else. What the fuck would y'all do if I started doing that to y'all? What would you do? You're lucky that I have enough integrity not to fucking get up here and lie about people, because I can make the internet say some crazy shit about you. That's the responsibility of doing what I do. But it doesn't matter to y'all, right? Y'all don't give a fuck. You'll lie. I don't know anybody, anything. So I want to see proof of any fucking thing that I have asked about that y'all said, either proof or retraction. All right. I don't think y'all are going to do it because I know that you're too weak to stand on the truth and the things that you said, but we ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? We ain't the same. It's so embarrassing. Right. It's crazy to me, but it's always okay. You know, it's always okay when people get on this internet and lie about me, but God forbid I get up on this bitch and correct y'all's lies. God forbid. It all goes crazy and everything goes to shit. That ain't a me problem. That ain't a me problem. But it's fucking wild. It truly is wild. But sounds like a them problem. You know, I know. They just moved the goalpost. They'll fucking pull some other shit out of their ass. Psycho Bunny has her weak-minded friends making hate pages. You think the people don't know who's behind it, posting the people that you're posting on it? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But anyway, somebody tell Psycho Bunny that I'm waiting for an email from her, right? Don't threaten me, bitch. I ain't afraid of you. The fuck? It's crazy. I don't know why people think that, like, I'm afraid of y'all. You said you were coming to Florida. Email me. Let me know where and when. I'll be there with fucking bells on. Anywho, I know. It's crazy. Well, Tiffany, it's coming. It's coming. She may not understand how it's like she's standing in the corner of the wall of a room and the wall is closing in on her face and she doesn't know it. She chooses to get on the fucking internet, okay, and act the way she is, and she has no idea what's coming her way. I know, y'all. I know. We're waiting for extradition. Of course you did, Shannon, because you can't have anybody in there that isn't gonna fucking be an echo chamber for the bullshit. It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. It will never be me. It'll never be me. I prefer truth, you know. I prefer if I say something that is wrong and proven wrong, I would own that shit. Like I did when I had to make a video apologizing to Rebecca because I repeated the things Psycho Bunny told me about her. Ain't that weird? It's almost like there's a common denominator, you know? Somebody's so miserable in her own life, she's got to get all of the attention on the internet, but then cries when she gets it, and that's fucking embarrassing. Any whoosies. It is, but it's weird. Isn't this? I thought I was the cult leader. You know, this is why I stopped fucking with people. I don't want nothing to do with people that are like that. Nope. I really don't even give a shit what you say as long as it's the truth. Some of y'all can't even manage that. I don't think that people understand like what I see people like that as. You know what I'm saying? If you are spreading all this fucking bullshit and you don't have the fucking backbone to say, hey, listen, I was fucking wrong and I apologize, you ain't my kind of people to begin with. You follow me? It just ain't my kind of people. Right. It's crazy. Let them assume. Sounds like a them problem, you know. I know. They're never going to show up. Nobody ever shows up. That's why I got all this frustration. I'm going to start going to the gym and a kickboxing class. Hi, midnight. I'm about to end though. I'm going to eat these delicious Milano cookies and move along, you know, right. Well, you can't say that, you know, God forbid you said that. God forbid you made an honest comment that doesn't fit what they want their fucking Discord server to be. Never going to be me. It is never going to be me. I'll stick with the truth. Always. Listen, you know better than that. It's embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. But it ain't a me problem. You know what I mean? It's never going to be a me problem. Right. And same, JC, but I learned that over time. Right. I made mistakes believing things that people were telling me and taking it public. And then I had to apologize. Some people don't learn those lessons or they choose to not learn those lessons. And then it's like It's just a them problem. It's not a me problem. I do what I got to do over here. You know, you not doing what you got to do is a you problem. And it sounds like it's a them problem because I don't know. It's weird behavior to me, you know. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna do it. I gotta film a video for TFNY. She asked me to film it, and I've been forgetting, you know. But I told her I would do it after I ended my live. I'm gonna film that, and then I'm gonna go try to figure out the Patreon because I do see the only problem that I'm having is that I guess I could email them privately. Oh, I won't. It's right in front of my desk. I could email the people privately because I don't want to get up on here and start saying people's names. You know, I don't want to do that. So I could it gives me the email on the back ends of Patreon. So I could email them privately. If I don't see their Discord I could do it that way. Did you try going through Patreon, Veda? Y'all aren't dumb. It's a period of adjustment for me too. Y'all are not alone. Trust me. No, I put the Discord server behind a paywall, and I'm gonna move the subscriptions over to Patreon instead of having them here, unless people keep it. Then I'd have to post it here. But and some people are having trouble connecting the Discord to the Patreon. So I'm going to try to work on that once I end. It says I'm not connected. Okay. No, you're good. I have the emails. So if you get an email from me, it's me telling you your Discord isn't connected, and I'll try to help you that way. The other thing that I could say is what I've been hearing people say has been successful is going from the link tree, taking that link in the Patreon and putting it in a browser and turning your pop-ups off. That has been working. But there are still a couple of people, like 9, I think, that haven't connected it. So I need to figure that out. It is a them problem. It ain't a me problem. Don't be a piece of shit today. I know some of y'all can't help it, but good people would just apologize and own when they were wrong. But I don't know. It's a thing. I will try to keep y'all updated if I'm given any freedom for which I am able to update about. I just didn't get that answer, so I didn't want to put it on the internet if I wasn't supposed to. So I hope everybody, yes, Shannon, do it, all of it. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will see y'all soon.